hopefully this works out. I have you in a little case that's strapped to me, and so we'll see what the video quality is like. So I missed a couple garlic scapes, and this is what happens. You get little garlic seed heads. So I have 2 of them, but my garlic is ready to be harvested. It's gone brown, the leaves, and they're just ready to go. So I'm gonna pull them out. The Georgian, this is the Georgian. It's ready. And the mountaintop over here is pretty much ready as well. So let's start pulling, and then I'll bring you back and see what we get. Let's do one, and I'll see. Well, that's not. Oh, this is the one that had the garlic, the seed head on it. So there you go. Can you see? Where is it? It's not that big. It's around. It's the size of maybe a nickel. Now let's try one of the ones we did top. Oh yeah, that's a bit bigger. Can you see that? That's a bit bigger, right? So I'm gonna pull these guys. Looking good. This one's even bigger. Yeah. Let's do that. All right, so I got my garlic out, and I'm gonna be trimming the necks off and then weighing them. So there we go. See that well? You're positioned okay. You could just pull them out and hang them, but I really don't have the space for that or the setup this year, so I'm just gonna cut them down and have them cure in a bowl. And it's all an experiment with me. I am trying this out. This is the mountain garlic. Now they don't look that big. I think this is the biggest bulb I have. But it is the first year, and as you plant them year on year, they will get bigger. They'll produce bigger bulbs. So I am hoping for that to increase next year. I will be planting these guys, not well all of them, because we're going to try some cloves. But I will be putting them in, planting them in the fall. So in a couple of months, like in October, I'll put them in, and yeah, we'll have more fresh garlic. Oh, I can smell it. More fresh garlic in the earlier in the summer, more midsummer, I think. It just depends on what the weather does too. So this is Mountaintop. My bowl is labeled, and these bowls are identical. So let me just zero this out on the scale. Okay, yep. And oh dear. Let's put that back on and make sure it's okay. Yep. Let's weigh this. Is 8, 9, 10, 11 ounces. 11 ounces of Mountaintop. And I don't remember how much I planted. Like, it wasn't a lot. So let's bring our Georgian. Our Georgians were much smaller. Even the ones that I removed. I think we have here an example. This is the smallest. This is the biggest. It's slightly smaller than the Mountaintop. So the biggest Mountaintop that I got. Oh, yeah. Just gonna continue with this. Ooh, it's not very sharp. Guess I should sharpen my tools. There we go. So I'll let these cure basically 3 months, so 2.5 months, and then put them in the ground as cloves, not as bulbs. So you're gonna break it up, and you're gonna plant them about maybe 4 because they're small, 4 to 6 inches apart. I think 6 is a lot. I would go for 4 at the max. Ugh, these stems are not, when they're very, they're not hard, they are hard to cut. It's easier to cut when they're hard, like reeds or something. I don't know if that's indicative of a maturity thing with garlic. Oh, I was visiting a friend yesterday, and she was showing me her garden and stuff, and the onions they had collected, and she was confused as to why her onions were so small, because she's used to having large onions, and that wasn't the case yet this year. But some of them had gone to seed, and she didn't realize that with garlic, you need to cut the scapes off to get bigger bulbs. So the plant puts the effort into growing the bulbs and not a flower head. So I said, well, maybe it's the same thing with onions. They are in the same family, I believe. I think. And then she said, oh yeah, my husband said that he saw a video where they pressed the onion tops down, so they bent them and folded them over, because that disrupts the plant's putting energy into the green in the foliage and puts it down into the bulb. So I was like, yeah, that seems like, I never knew that you could do that with onions, but next year I'll do that, or I'll even just cut the tops. No point in letting them put on seed heads if you don't need if you want bigger bulbs and you don't need as many seed heads, which you don't. You could leave like 3 or 4 plants, or even 1 plant to go to seed that's looking really nice and lush. Let it go to seed, collect those seeds, and then you'll have onions seeds to start the next spring. So let's weigh this guy. This guy, Georgian, is 9, 10, 11, 12. So even though the mountain tops tended to be a little on the bigger side, the Georgians, which is this bowl here, and there seem to be more of them, the Georgians were 1 ounce heavier than the mountain tops. So mountain top, 11 ounces, Georgian, 12 ounces. That's what we got.